weight loss tips and tricks at you today. I want to talk about some side effects of weight loss in the beginning of your journey that nobody really prepares you for. And this is something that I think everybody should be aware of, because if we're aware of it, we're not afraid of it. And if we're not afraid of it, we can get over it. So a couple things that you're going to notice in the beginning of your weight loss journey, okay? So first thing to note, if you are starting a health journey, okay, this is like a shock to the body. It is a stress to the body. It is brand new. Our body is amazing at keeping us safe and comfortable. That's literally its only job, and that's what it's been doing from the second you've taken your first breath. So all it does is try to get you comfortable and happy, right? And because of that, it's really good at trying to get us back to being comfy and healthy. So when we start a new health routine, it's not comfy, and we're not used to it, and our body goes, whoa, right? Whoa, I'm worried, I'm nervous, I want to pull you back to comfort. And so, knowing this, you have to be aware that you will feel uncomfortable. It may feel unnatural, and it may be a little bit harder in the beginning, right? Because it is not what you are used to. And your body will literally be fighting what you're trying to do because it wants to keep you safe and warm. That's what it's good at. Now, having said that, what you can prepare for is, let's talk about energy to start. So when you're starting your weight loss journey, energy is definitely going to be affected. Now, how is it going to be affected? Could totally depend person to person, right? Energy could be really high right away. You could notice huge bursts in energy immediately because you're eating cleaner and you're moving more, and it's exactly what your body needed, and it's absorbing it and it's loving it and it's rolling with it, right? So you could have huge bursts of energy out of nowhere, okay? But on the flip side, you could have huge dips in energy, right? Maybe you're not drinking as much caffeine. Maybe you're not having much sugar. Maybe you're going through some type of detox or getting rid of toxins, extra toxins through your body. So you could have a dip, right? And so what I think is important to note here is, if you do have a dip, okay, it's not a sign that you should stop. It's not a sign that you're unhealthy, and it's not a sign that it's not working. It's a sign that this is new, your body doesn't know what's going on, and you just haven't given it a chance to show you what it can do. Let your body amaze you. Let your body adapt. Let your body try to fight for you. Don't give up prematurely just because energy is low, okay? So be aware of that starting out your journey. Energy is going to be hit and miss for usually a week. If you can be on point for a week, your energy levels will stabilize, and then you will know what your natural energy is like from whatever this type of program that you've started, okay? Now, second side effect, just like energy, is your hunger levels, okay? So in the beginning of a journey, you might notice hunger shoots way up and you are just ravenous and your tummy's always rumbling and you want to eat. On the flip side, it could be you have no appetite, you're super stuffed, and you don't even want to finish your meals. Could be either or, right? Again, this is not a sign, okay? This is not a sign that it's not working. This is not a sign that you're not healthy, you're not satisfied, or you're going in the wrong direction. It is just a sign that your body has been, for lack of a better word, abused for so many years by the crap we put into it, the lack of movement, the way we handle stress, all of that. So our body's being abused and it needs time to heal, right? When we get a bruise, the bruise gets more painful while it's healing until it gets better, right? So it's getting a little worse before it gets better. And usually the adjustment period that I notice in most women, and especially for myself, every time I would restart a journey, I was the queen of restarting. It was about a week adjustment period, right? So I'm not talking about how to deal with sticking on to a diet right now. I'm talking about how to deal with the symptoms of starting a diet so you can push through and not let your brain kind of panic talk you out of continuing your journey. So I think what's important to note for the hunger side of things is, just because you are hungry doesn't mean you need to eat, okay? The digestive system and actually digestion itself is what takes up the most amount of calories and energies to do. So your body wastes insane amount of energy digesting food. If you just give it a break, you're going to be amazed. Just let your stomach be empty. Just because it's talking to you, my stomach's literally talking to me right now. Literally just growled. I don't know if the microphone picked it up. But be hungry. It's okay. Just breathe. Just breathe. Remember, we were cavemen at one point. Remember, we didn't eat for days. Remember, we had to hunt for our food, and even then it was scraps, right? Your body is okay if it's empty for a little bit. You don't need to always stuff it full of something and have it be full. Let your body be empty. Let it be quiet. Let it be light. Know what that feeling is like so you can control that feeling. You own that feeling. It doesn't control you. Okay? Going to bed hungry is a great tool. I don't recommend it all the time, of course. It's not something that you have to do, but I'm saying learn it. Take control. You own it, okay? So hunger is definitely something that you can pay attention to, okay? So don't base your decisions based off of your hunger cues, okay? Because if our hunger cues were great in the first place, we wouldn't be overweight in the first place, right? Because a lot of the times we eat when we're not hungry, or we don't eat when we should eat, but we're too busy, right? So we've trained our body to be hungry at weird times or to be hungry from different emotions and things like that. So our body's really not good at telling us what it needs right now. So pay attention, write out that first week on your new plan, and then everything will level up, okay? Another thing that a lot of women aren't prepared for, and I don't know why nobody talks about this, but your bathroom habits, okay? When you are starting something healthy, same idea. There's always two extremes. Either you can get constipated or you go the other side. Everything's really flowing out. This is normal, okay? Obviously, you know, if you are worried and you are concerned, and it's very, very different, obviously you want to reach out for some guidance and assistance with that. But a lot of times what I can tell you from my experience and experience coaching women is it's less. Like you actually are accumulating less poop. There's less poop because you're eating less food. Usually you're eating more healthy food, so you're not pulling out as much waste from it. And so you're pooping less frequently, okay? And it's a little bit smaller. Now, people confuse that with constipation. Constipation is when it's really hard to push out. It's not the fact that you're going less frequently, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. There's a new normal that you will have to figure out. The old bathroom habits with your new healthy bathroom habits, they will be different, and they will also change over time. Again, you gotta give yourself time to relax. Just because normally you poop every single day and now you're pooping every other day, not necessarily cause for concern. Again, it's a shock to the body. Your body is freaking out and it's trying so hard to fight to keep you alive, and then you're throwing all this stuff at it. It's freaking out for a little bit. So give it the patience and don't let your mind trick you into preemptively making decisions when we haven't even hit a new baseline yet. So that's another side effect that a lot of women don't prepare for. So be prepared that your bathroom habits will change. For better or for worse, we don't know, but there is an adjustment period. So just expect it, okay? Same idea, sleeping habits, okay? Sleeping habits, I tend to actually get better pretty quickly right away. I haven't really seen it where sleeping is affected negatively. The only way that I would see that is if you've increased your water intake, but you drink too much at night and then you're up all night peeing. That's when I see that happening. But sleep, I notice, gets pretty good pretty quickly. I haven't noticed any negative side effects there. Something else you'll notice is your mind might be very loud, okay? Your mind might be very loud to you. And what I mean by a loud mind is you might hear your thoughts because you're not eating. And normally what we do at night, usually there's only a handful of reasons why we are overeating, right? We are emotional eaters, we are bored eaters, stress eaters, we give into cravings, we're late night snackers, we do mindless nibbling, you know. So these are majority of the reasons why we're eating extras that we know we shouldn't. And when we don't fill that void with food, right? When we don't have a stressful day and feel better with food, now that we have that space where we're not fulfilling that habit, it's more quiet, it's more silent, there's not much going on. And when there's not much going on, guess what? Our minds go crazy because it's empty in there and we have more time to think. And when we have more time to think, a lot of the times, if we think for too long, the thoughts aren't great, right? A lot of the times we think ourselves into anxiety because we're overthinkers and we think about something too much where we create a problem. So I would really urge you, you're going to want to, and you're going to have all these problems you think are popping up, right? My hormones, my thyroid, my nutrients, my vitamins, my energy, my metabolism, right? We create all these little problems. Let me tell you, having excess weight on you is one of the most dangerous things you can continue to do. That should be your first and foremost focus, getting this weight off. Okay, you do not need to be hyper-focused on all the other little nuances like nutrient deficiencies and where's your metabolism. This stuff generally fixes itself as you lose weight anyway. And so do not, because we are more quiet in our life and we've removed food as a distraction, please pay attention to the little voice that always creeps in to fill those silences because it's not always productive and it can very easily be like the devil and angel on your shoulder and talk you out of doing certain things or talk you out of, I'll start fresh tomorrow, or this isn't working for me, or it shouldn't be this hard. When really, breathe, look at it rationally, logically, it's not as hard as you think. Definitely not easy, but it's not as hard as we think. We tend to talk ourselves into these spirals. So I would say watch out for that side effect as well. Now, that is kind of what you can look for in the beginning of a weight loss journey. Energy levels will be up and down. Hunger levels will be up and down. Bowel movements and bathroom habits will change. The voice in your head will change and become more loud. Those are just some of the things that need adjusting in the beginning. But please remember, your body is smart. We are, I don't know, how old are we? How old are we as humans? Like, humans are, I don't know, thousands and thousands and thousands of years old. We've survived a lot. You can survive this. You've just got to talk yourself through it and realize that there is an adjustment period when starting your weight loss journey. So give yourself the time. Don't count yourself out. Don't stop prematurely before you've adapted and you can really feel what it's like having that balanced body back. Okay? So pay attention, be prepared, and you can do this. You can totally do this.